Hey guys.
Hi.
Welcome to our podcast. This is Faith.
This is Anna.
And welcome to Let's Just Go for One. Guys, we have an incredibly exciting episode. Big cheers goes out. We combined, if you're going to be like a Buffalo drinking podcast, you have to get drunk with the other Buffalo drinking podcast. Welcome, Mike and Derek from Buffalo Happy Hour.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Hi, guys.
Okay, before we even start anything, we are recording in our studio in Faith's home. And
Which we thought was pretty cool till they showed up.
right. And then they're like, hey, do you guys use cameras? We're like, no, we don't do any of that. And they're like, can we bring our own? So we're like, yeah, absolutely. Okay. They came in. I feel like some kind of like extra from a movie right now. There are spotlights involved. There's video involved.
This
I've
is
been
the closest
watching-
thing we've ever gotten to being on Bravo. I just want to say that I feel fully
100%.
like I'm in a confessional right now.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
sweating a little bit.
I know.
Like
It's exciting.
Yeah, it is super exciting. So
Yeah.
we're so excited to have you guys on the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
This is
Thank you
awesome.
guys for coming. So some of us are drinking. We have like our Rusty Nickel beers over here.
Mhm.
So you guys are drinking the Zumosa from Rusty Nickel. And
Yes.
then obviously you guys had to drink whiskey. So what are you drinking, Mike?
Jameson Black Barrel.
Oh,
And I'm drinking High Noon because I'm a basic bitch.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's how that's
if
going.
it was truly, you'd be a basic bitch. You're
Yeah.
a little bougier with
I'd
the
be
high noon.
basicer.
Basicer.
We're
yes.
really big on grammar.
Yeah.
and
Love that.
words.
Hope you
and-
guys use correct.
Yeah.
Is High Noon your go-to seltzer?
No, my go-to drink is always a dirty martini. That's like my go-to.
That doesn't come in a seltzer though.
Yeah, and my bartender is absent, so I'm sticking with High Noon.
It's so sad.
It is sad.
Yeah.
But anyways, okay, so tell us about yourselves, guys. We want to hear about your podcast. Give us some history here. You guys started 3 years ago, correct?
Yeah, 3 years ago, it was a golf course idea. So we were golfing at one point, and we were like, we should just start this because everything crazy happened to us when we were together. Like someone would just veer off the road, like just crazy stories. and we're like,
Crazy
we gotta-
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We got to figure out how to talk about this.
Yes.
And it was at the point in our life too where we weren't seeing each other as much. We were college sweethearts. And,
It was, you laugh. It was actually really depressing for us because we realized we had full-time jobs and we wouldn't be able to hang out.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
sad.
Where'd
Right?
you guys go to college? I have to ask that too.
Yeah.
The prestigious University of Southwestern Boulevard is where we first met. And then we finished our degrees at the wonderful private institute that is Hilbert. So,
Oh, how nice.
yes.
yeah.
I love it.
So we were friends there, and then we were, like Mike said, work took over, and we were going to hang out anyway, and this would be a good way for us to make it a weekly thing.
Mhm.
Originally, it started as one episode per
Right?
week, and we would upload clips on a Wednesday and a Friday, and then that turned to Mike being over at my house for 7 hours every week for one day, and then us traveling to another business because now we upload 3 times a week, and we don't do anything else with our life.
You guys don't have kids, just to clarify.
Yeah.
Not yet. This one does.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, June 15th.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That
Do you know what you're
podcast
having?
time's gonna.
I know.
You're going to be doing it from his house
Yeah.
for a while.
We're gonna Zoom. Probably gonna
Yeah.
Zoom.
Yeah.
We do
We've
a lot
also
of Zoom.
done that
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
And that's what the thing is. Like, we love podcasting and we wish we could dedicate more time to it. But our children are at a terrible age where they're constantly gone.
Yes.
So it makes it a little difficult. And she's like starting up new businesses, and I'm just doing hair all the time. And
and I'm a single mom. So like we spent the first probably like 2 or 3 years doing it from my house because we would wait until my kids went to bed and then do it in my sunroom.
yes. So we salute you guys on your dedication
Yes.
because we know
That is
how
amazing.
difficult it is. And I've had friends that have like started podcasts and they're like, yeah, we're going to start a podcast. So easy. I'm like,
We're like, good
have
luck.
fun. And they're like, so you guys take off like 2 months every summer. We're like, yeah. And they're like, that's weird. And I'm like, well, have fun because
Right.
Good luck.
when you have to do it, you understand the commitment it is. But I will say it does always like bring us back together. And even
Yeah.
like when we're in like the worst mood, we're so tired. Like we've had times where because of our kids' schedules, our work schedules, we're not podcasting till 11 o'clock at night. And we're like, this is awful. And we still do it and we still make it work. And it's always like so much fun.
We always feel better after.
It's funny you mentioned that because when you first said that while we were setting up, I was thinking in my head, that's actually a good idea because taking 2 months off, we just never have. It's always been full tilt, nonstop year round. But
I love that. I love that though.
Yeah.
We salute you guys. Like that is huge.
That's amazing.
As
Thank
other podcasters, we understand how difficult that is. And I think
Right.
a lot of people think, well, you just drink stuff and you're with your friend and it's not that hard. And it's like, no, it's not hard, but it's a lot of dedication. You have to make it a priority. And even for us to make it a priority, like September through June is difficult. And we just take July and August off. It's real nice.
You two seem like very social people, though, in general. So if you weren't doing the podcast, you would still be hanging out talking, right?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Maybe. Yeah. I have become a lot less social over the past 4 years. I'm in my 40s now, so I'm transitioning into an 80-year-old woman. So I'm in the phase where I'm like, I will hang out with you, but I'm not going out anywhere. There cannot be other people there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're always, she is literally the only one that I will FaceTime with on the phone or like talk to on the phone. You know, you have those select few people who you do that to.
I normally don't like when people call me in general. It's just text me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't make it weird, man. Just text me, okay?
Yeah.
You don't need to hear my voice.
I'm a talker, clearly.
Yeah.
it's strange because he's not. He's like very antisocial at times. I have to like pry him for any response. We actually caught one on the way here where I was like, thanks for responding. And then he's like, yeah, my bad. I sent you this long response and it was something sensitive.
Yeah, I know.
And I responded back with the really well thought out, multiple spaced. There was grammar involved. Like I tried, nothing back. And I'm like, I'm trying. Like you can't say I'm not trying.
Oh,
I feel like this energy and that energy
Yes.
is like we're on the correct sides of this room.
yes, we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
We are.
When you
I
said
feel that.
80-year-old, I resonated with that. So I'm like, I want to be in bed by 9. Yeah.
I'm a rapid fire texter. I send like 17 texts and then I don't talk to her for like a day because I had to get all those thoughts out
Yes.
at once.
She's like, if it's in her head, she's got to get it out.
Yeah. And I like label them. I'm like, here are the 5 thoughts I have. 1, 2, 3. I have to like list them.
See, I'm that type of person, though, if I see a notification come through my phone,
Mhm.
I'll like read the first little bit of it, swipe it away, and then forget until like next year to
Yeah.
respond.
Yeah.
My phone right now, I think has like 550 unread texts. It's
Text?
just like, yeah, it's just like, okay.
What?
I'll get to
I
it
know. Mike's
eventually.
shaking his head like, for shame.
You give me
Yeah.
so much anxiety.
But somehow it works,
It does,
right?
it does.
Now,
Right.
here's my question. Have you guys ever done a podcast with another podcast?
Yes.
Yeah, we've done
Duo?
a couple, yeah.
Oh, they're like, yeah, no, you guys are.
Yeah.
Have you guys?
No.
Well, this is the first?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
look at
cheers.
that.
Yeah, you
Cheers to
guys.
that.
Well, if we
Popped our
didn't,
podcast
if we
duo.
didn't clarify this, we don't like a lot of people.
No.
So kind of what happened.
So obviously you guys reached out to us.
Yeah.
You've been doing this for 4 years.
Mhm.
You have multiple business sponsors.
Mhm.
What made you decide to reach out and say, let's do it? I mean, I know what the DM was when you guys slid in, but others don't.
It was
oh,
me.
you did
It was
slide
me.
into
I did
a
slide
DM.
in. Yes.
Well, actually, we probably should discuss this off air.
Oh.
That's fine.
But
Oh, we're
we
getting spicy.
we
now.
have no.
I'm like, I don't know why we have to discuss this off air.
because she has a genius idea.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Yes.
we were like, if we want this idea to work, we need to reach out to like a male audience as well.
Hmm.
And then we were like, oh my gosh, we should reach out to Buffalo Happy Hour. And I feel like we've orbited in the same group. You
Yeah.
know, we have friends that are on our podcast and I
Mhm.
see them on your podcast. I'm glad they went to ours first because now that I see what you guys are cooking with.
I know. They're probably like, this is an actual podcast now after
Ren-
they've been to ours.
Ren has now been at least here, but the first podcast was in our car with
Literally
like 2
in our
mics
car.
from Amazon attached to our phone. Like
Yeah.
we're scrappy. I'll be honest. We're a
Yes.
scrappy podcast.
We're kind of like, you remember MacGyver?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's kind of what we do. We
Well,
just figure it out.
The reason that we upgraded all this stuff was our second interview. The guy's like, he's got a phone right there. And I'm like, oh my God, he's calling us out because all we're using is a phone. So that's kind of why we started upping our equipment and being like, let's be a little bit more professional.
Yes,
I
for
can't believe
assholes.
somebody
Yeah.
shamed you.
It was a little bit.
Yeah.
It felt
Like, does he
violent.
have a podcast?
No.
Come on.
Exactly. Screw you.
I
Jen.
also will tell you, we obviously swear on this podcast. I don't know.
Correct.
I should have probably
Yes.
given you the
Always
heads up on that.
explicit.
That's fine.
Always.
Yeah.
I have
that's
a
fine.
real.
We are
It's mainly me. I have a real problem.
NSFW for sure.
Yes.
What were we gonna say?
I was just gonna say I've been taking Gina's classes at Rise.
Oh, really?
Your wife,
Yeah.
Gina, teaches at Rise.
Awesome.
And
Pilates.
yes.
Pilates killer.
Beautiful Pilates. class.
Rise is one of our sponsors.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, they're one of our official sponsors. So we'll go into. Ren gave us a full novel that we're going to read about Rise. So we'll get into that a little bit later.
She's not wrong.
No, but it's amazing. It's because Rise has so many good things to offer. But the reason why Anna slid into your DMs was because we have an idea for a group
Big
event.
podcast
Big
collaboration.
podcast collab.
Okay.
So
Oh, yeah.
But
Sounds good.
we'll tell you off air. Just in case, because you guys might hear and be like, "Oh, that actually
Yeah.
we're not."
And then
we're
if
not
you
into
Busy
agree
that
to
day.
it,
Ooh.
yeah, then we'll.
If you
then
agree to it,
talk
we'll
about
announce it.
Yeah. But that was originally why we wanted to reach out, and I was like, "Their Buffalo Happy Hour. Let's just go for one."
like it just made sense.
yeah.
Where'd you get that sign from? That's cool.
Oh, that sign was a journey, friend.
Was it?
That sign was a journey. 3 buyers later on Etsy,
Oh,
I
really?
finally got it. Yeah, still unsure where it came from.
Yeah.
As in,
But
like the country.
at the time, so 4 years ago, my 8-year-old daughter named our podcast because she's like, "Oh, you're doing something with Anna."
That
She's-
gives you a good glimpse as to what her 8-year-old daughter is like.
Oh,
now
yeah.
she's 12.
Yeah, and plays hockey, and she's pretty
She's
great.
great.
She's just
She's
as
great.
feisty, but she
she's
was
an
like,
adult.
yeah, she is the adult in the room. But when we were talking about, oh yeah, same kind of thing. We have crazy stories. I've been humped by a dolphin. I fell into the reflecting pool at the Lincoln Memorial.
Her stories are definitely like
My
kookier.
stories are not normal. I just recently went to Cabo and made an ass of myself in front of the Kardashians and Simone Biles. True story. These things happen. I have some sort of weird hex over me. So we figured we should just share these stories. But we were it's just when we go out for a drink, we're like, hey, let's just go for one after work. Let's just go for one, go get a drink.
Kinda
we're
debrief.
So we're like, what should we name our podcast? My daughter's like, you just name it. Let's just go for one because that's all you do with Anna. And I'm like, that is
Rude.
all I do.
First of all, rude. Second of all, accurate.
Yeah, true. So that's where it came from. And then we decided to make our studio look like a strip club by getting a neon sign.
I don't hate it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
I'm very into it.
Yeah.
But I'm also more into hearing about what it actually felt like to get humped by a dolphin.
Oh, yeah.
Terrifying. I can give you the episode to listen to, but that's obnoxious. I hate when I'm like, I'll give you an episode to listen to. Long story short, we went to a dolphin excursion, my family and I. And I didn't realize it was fully swimming because in the front of this excursion, you see the water that's hip length and dolphin comes up. And we were in the Bahamas. So they kept asking me, you swim. I'm like, I swim, man. It's up to your hips. I'm fine. They're like, your kids, they swim. You all swim. I'm like, dude, we swim. We're good. I got annoyed because I'm like, it's up to their hips. I know we're short, but what's the deal? We can swim. I can handle standing in water to my hips. So then what I didn't realize was after you do that part, you go in the back and they had scuba suits, full suits you had to wear. And I'm like, this is kind of weird. And then we go into the back part of the island and the water is black. And you swim out into the ocean. And when I say swim, I'm 1, 2, boom, black water. You have to swim out pretty far. I mean, you have life preservers on, but pretty freaking far out to this dock that I'm not joking is probably from here to across where that blue house is, which isn't far, but when you're swimming and
that's
my
far
kids
enough.
were with
Yeah.
me. So we're swimming out and then you see this dock and it's pretty high up and you just see fins everywhere. And I am about to lose my shit. I am like this. And as you're swimming, the dolphins are hitting your legs, swimming underneath you. It was the scariest thing I've ever done. And I'm with my kids. So now I'm like, my kids can't swim in this. We actually can't swim. We doggy paddle at best. We're going to die here. So we get out into the water and I'm swimming so much and I'm so nervous. I'm looking at my kids and they have the dolphins going figure eighting, jumping over you. Well, I got a bad leg cramp because my leg was really hurt. I was like, oh my God, my leg is hurting. So I just stopped for a second to float. So when you float and you have a life preserver on your legs, like if your butt's like this, your legs just kind of like V up like this. So I'm just kind of relaxing for a second. All of a sudden, all the fins go under. All of them. And you see the workers, they're kind of like getting confused. They're running around. And all of a sudden, and I'm shit you not, it's on video, I feel a bottlenose right on my butt slam me this way, and I go flying through the water. Then another dolphin grabs my legs and pulls me this way, literally. Then another dolphin's coming at me this way. I'm getting attacked by these dolphins. And this guy's yelling on the dock on a megaphone, "Ma'am, you have to close your legs." I'm like, what? He's like, you're in the mating position. You have to close your legs. These dolphins are trying to get on me, come from behind me. This is a true story.
I just want to say though, like dolphins don't have legs to go into a V position. Like, so how does that work?
I just want to let you guys know, if you Google this, I've had multiple people send me clips where dolphins try to have sex with people. It happens actually all the time. This is a true thing that dolphins do.
You know what? I'm kind of interested now.
Yeah, right.
A comedian.
Googling right now.
You can Google. I've already booked my flights.
They talk about it like dolphins try to. So anyways, I was like in the mating position. So then I had to like slowly bring my legs down like into a pencil. And then they threw a bunch of chum in the water and got the dolphins away from me. And then they literally like, "You over there." And I couldn't participate in any more of the dolphin stuff.
Well, you learned your lesson.
And then after my kids were done being terrified, because they were like, it happened so fast and they realized I was okay. My kids all and my husband peed the hell out of those bathing suits in the ocean from crying, laughing. They're like, "Mom," when the guy's like on the microphone, he's like, "You need to close your legs, man. Close your legs." I was like, this is a fun moment for me.
We're not mature enough for this.
No. So I was in the so that's the mating position. So when you kind of like
mental note.
Yeah. If your legs go, watch with those Pilates. The legs go up and the dolphins come in. I'm just saying.
I'm booking more Pilates classes.
And then booking a trip into the Bahamas. So shit like that happens. Like that's kind of our podcast started because it was a lot of humor. I like to say it's humor and heart, but it's also like humor, heart, and a little bit of raunchiness.
And a lot of Bravo.
Yeah.
To be honest with
we
you.
do talk a lot about Bravo. Yeah.
My stories are mainly around how awkward I am dating.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's kind of how
Anna is a single mom and like obviously going back onto the market. So there's all these like stories about online dating, app dating, like just dating in general.
Right.
So kind of being like a mom and a single mom, I feel like that's like our demographic that is like listening to us. For sure.
We do have 3 male listeners, so they are going to be overjoyed.
Oh, they're going to be
when
so
they hear
excited.
this.
There
So
might be
excited.
more. I think a lot of guys secretly listen because I'll have like a lot of guy friends
Agreed.
that like throw like a little comment in that I know they listen.
So I was listening to your podcast. I'm like, hold up, what?
Our show is like Bravo. Like men don't want to openly admit that they watch it.
Sure.
But like if their wife's watching it and they're in the background, they're like taking note. That's like kind of how our podcast is.
Orange County is the best housewives.
What?
No.
Yes.
No. Jersey.
First of all, I don't want to shame you because I'm very impressed right now.
I know.
I don't want that to go.
I'm
Who
very
do you
surprised.
like? Are you Vicky or Tamra? Who do you love? Tamra?
Vicky's my spirit animal.
Yeah! I can see this.
Yeah.
I can see this.
So my wife wakes up and watches Housewives.
Oh, I
That's-
love
your
her
wife.
already.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're like, we
She's-
love your wife.
Yeah, I'm sure at one point you'll meet her. But yeah, that's her thing. She wakes up, she has her coffee or tea, and then her breakfast in bed. Can't speak to anyone for an hour, but watches Housewives,
Oh,
and then they just
She
scream at
needs
each
to
other.
listen to our BravoCon episode.
Or
amazing.
Vanderpump.
Yeah,
It's just-
yeah.
it's my whole
Every
life.
single
It's my
past
whole life.
episode.
Can we have her on
I
next?
know.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can come on.
So that's a wrap,
Yeah.
guys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mike, can
Just
you just
her.
go grab
Just
her?
her.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny. So you guys are obviously up on Vanderpump, right? Sorry, not to exclude you, Derek.
The,
but I
the
gotta-
last
we have to
3
talk about this.
I'll just keep
episodes
drinking.
have
Fine.
all been called Sandoval, Sandoval, because Ken Todd popping in.
I'm honestly,
Sensible.
I was getting ready to go to work. I was leaving, right? So
Uh-huh.
I work Monday through Friday. She works Tuesday through Saturday.
Well, what does she do?
She's a wedding planner.
Oh,
No.
So-
she has a hard
Yeah,
job.
very. So she's watching Vanderpump, and I'm standing there, and I'm literally just throwing my shirt on and saying goodbye and leaving. And then I catch one sentence out of the corner of my eye and in my ear, and I'm looking, and I'm like, wait. I'm like, are they getting divorced?
Oh.
And then she goes, yeah. And I'm like, why? She goes, that's why I'm watching. I'm like, you need to give me all the info when I get home from work. Like, why is Tom getting divorced from Katie? Like, that's insane to me.
We have so much to talk to you
First of
about.
all, if you watch season 10, you'll know exactly why they're getting divorced.
I
because
mean, it was
he's the worst.
obviously he's been the worst for the last 3 seasons,
Ugh.
and the whole
Oh, yeah,
delay of him
totally,
opening.
totally.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You understand. But the whole,
Derek, how's your drink?
Very good, very good.
but the entire delay of him opening his restaurant was a fiasco, and then he's obviously asking everybody for advice. It's like, dude, just do it. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense. And then the whole situation with Jax, I'm so over it.
Well, are you up to date? Because now we have the Rachel Raquel situation.
Not fully up to speed on that.
Okay, well,
Scandal?
tell your wife that I'm not joking. So we didn't always talk about Bravo,
There's been a lot.
but
of
I
Bravo
think
stuff
the
going on,
past
though.
6 episodes have been straight Bravo. And I had friends that are like, so you're just gonna talk about Bravo in every episode now? I'm like,
Kinda.
yeah, that's obviously what's going on in our lives.
If it's on CNN, it's good enough for us.
But Bravo by Gaze, who's like actually a local Bravo guy, he has like a Bravo Instagram. He's a good friend of ours, Larry. And him and I went to BravoCon in November, and we snuck in and met every single housewife. We did live coverage on our podcast. And I don't want to give out too many spoilers because it's a huge announcement for our podcast. So I have to wait for the right Bravo Leb that we're having on our show. Heather Gay loves our podcast. She's on Bravo. She's Salt Lake City. And she did an intro for us that we had for a season.
That's really cool.
She loves our podcast. And so I will be going to BravoCon this year again with Larry, but I'm going to be doing hair and makeup for couple of famous people, which I can't talk about because I got the contract and we can't talk about it yet. But that's
she
a
gives
huge
you the
thing.
teaser and then she takes it away.
I know. So tell your wife she'll have to stay tuned
Will do.
because we
Will
will
do.
have all the coverage of. I'll be interviewing everyone. It'll be great. See, we are actually sort of a big deal. We're just scrappy about it. We got no equipment. Our soundboard looks like it came from 1990.
We're opposite. We got all the equipment, and we're like not. we're trying.
You guys are amazing.
We're trying.
You're recording like 3-4 times a week. You have a whiskey tasting website. You have I'm sorry. You have a website.
Yeah. Let's rewind to that.
You have social media
Super
you
tech
attend
savvy.
to.
Yes. Videos.
We are the
Come on.
worst. I like literally it's like a 5-year-old set up our Instagram and that
Yes.
is the only
And
social
continues
media.
to post on it. Like that's just
Once
who we
a
are
week.
right now.
We just don't do
Yeah.
anything.
And you guys upload on every audio platform from
Yes.
okay, so Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then
Whatever other platform. I
Whatever,
think
okay.
it's like Stitcher.
yeah,
Amazon.
okay, because they're Anchor.
Yeah.
Got it.
We're
okay.
just not on Patreon because you have to pay for that one,
Right.
obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're on all the other ones.
Patreon's hysterical.
Wait, what do you mean?
We have a lot of fun with Patreon
Oh, really?
because we
Mine's
personally
fun.
know the people that are Patreons, so we'll just text them direct, and we're just like, "Hey, need A, B, and C," and they're like, "Boom, boom, boom." I'm like, "Thanks," and then we just roll with it. We have
like
so
what
much fun.
off color topic do you want us to talk about? Because YouTube doesn't know about it, so they won't censor a video and all that stuff. So you just
Mhm.
upload the file directly to them, and it's
Oh.
just off the rails content that doesn't.
I feel
it's
like
not
we're
suitable
off
for
the
the
rails
ears, you know?
content.
We are off the rails. Absolutely.
We talk about, I mean, our last podcast was so inappropriate.
we talked about micro penises.
like the
Oh,
whole
okay.
time.
Well, they're awful. So
Yeah. So
I
but
didn't realize I Googled it in the middle of recording. I was
Yeah.
like, what? It's
Yeah.
which, if there's one thing I wish I didn't know about, it's definitely micro penises. So congratulations to me.
I feel like this is why we don't video record. I feel like you're going to send us a really nice message tomorrow. It was great meeting you. Unfortunately, none of the video content is suitable for YouTube. So here's for your personal vault collection, but we can't post any of the shit. Have fun. It was
Good
nice
luck.
knowing you. Good luck with your podcast. That can't go past that.
bitches. I want to go back. I want to bring Derek back into the conversation.
Sure, appreciate it.
Do you
Thank
watch
you.
TV?
Of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
what do you watch?
The Office, 100%. That's all I watch.
it's the same 3 shows.
Oh.
It's like Peaky Blinders,
Oh.
The Office, Parks and Rec, and then
Yes.
he might throw in like
We're watching Brooklyn
I don't know
Nine-Nine right now.
sports,
Yeah.
and then Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
the thing is that
Love it.
he doesn't know because he doesn't do all the editing. But after I'm done,
Here we go.
Yeah.
I
After I'm
I
done
need a
working
refill.
and all that
Low-key
stuff.
know. Did you bring the bottle?
No, I'm listen, I can't get too wild. We just met.
He can't. He doesn't want to bloat.
Oh,
He doesn't know.
I won't blow from this.
No.
Yeah.
But
Thank
I'm trying to, I don't know.
What?
I don't know either, Mike.
I'm just
What are you
trying
trying to do?
I'm not trying to get too wild.
Oh,
Oh.
gotcha.
I feel like you
Okay.
want us to get wild though.
no,
you
I
guys
just
have to
think we're
drive.
wild normally.
Yeah.
This
This
just
is our
who we are.
baseline, guys. This is our baseline.
This
We
is-
Can
are
you imagine them with drinks in them though?
stone
That's why they
cold
just go
sober.
for one.
That's why we have to go for
Exactly.
one. We can't go for
You don't
one.
want to see this bitch when she's drunk because
I just get happier though.
she makes up the best stories though.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have to say. One
Yeah.
night she made up that I punched a guy in the face who
Yeah.
said something to her. I'm like, I didn't
Well, this
do
guy
that,
was-
but I want to roll with this.
He was
Yeah, right.
inappropriately touching me and I
Yes.
didn't like it. And he was just like, and I didn't really know him. And I was like, stop. And I told Anna, I was like, this man keeps touching me. And like, I don't like it. And she's like, so I think she just went over and she's like, sir, stop. Stop touching my friend. She said she doesn't want to be touched because guys get handsy when they're at bars. And so,
You guys know.
yeah, you know.
Only with Derek.
Yeah, right.
So then we were like, and then he like totally stopped because like his friend saw Anna say stop it and yell at him and was like, dude, you gotta stop it.
Right.
You know, you gotta back off. And so I was like, Anna just punched that man for me.
I'm like, can you not get me kicked out of here?
That's what the
And just leaves the
conversation
bar.
turned into.
yeah, so
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I didn't say I was mad about it.
I know.
I just
Okay,
said,
Let's go
This is
back to
what
The
happens.
Office. Can I just tell or Parks and Rec?
Oh,
I
yeah.
love all the shows you
Yes.
love.
For sure.
yes.
Leslie Knope.
Okay, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
She is
The
Leslie
laugh-
Knope.
You have the same laugh
Yeah.
she does.
I want
But
that
she's
Ben
like-
Wyatt. I'll tell you that much.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
He's the coolest man.
Right.
He's the
So
coolest.
suave.
Out of everyone,
cool.
that's who you want.
I mean, he was really. I loved their relationship. That's what I loved. That
Got
he
it.
was
Why?
super
Who
supportive.
were you think Andy? Is that where you were
Oh,
going?
He's so dumb.
No.
Chris
no.
Traeger.
I don't know.
He's too OCD.
Very, very.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it
he
makes
runs
sense.
a lot. That's weird.
I know.
I'm not a runner.
No, neither am I. Neither am I. And I also like to eat garbage sometimes, so I don't need
Oh,
to be
yeah.
shamed.
Yeah, this doesn't say let's just go for a run. Let's just go for one. One. Your video should catch it. Just one. But no, she is Leslie Knope.
Yeah.
Every time I watch
Oh,
Parks and Rec, it's hard to watch because I'm like, this is Anna. And she's a go-getter. She wants to act like she's antisocial and doesn't want to do things, but this girl makes shit happen.
I was a go-getter before. Now I'm very tired from all the go-getting, so I just want to take naps.
You got, and now you want to rest.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
That's exactly it. I need that on a sweatshirt. Thank you.
You
for
got.
that. You got. Now I rest.
yeah.
But I think Derek just likes to watch something mindless after having to focus for so many hours.
Yeah, that's exactly why we
Because I
watch
did-
Bravo.
Yeah, I just don't want to like have to start a new series. So I
I
just
know.
throw on something that I've watched over and over again and can recite the lines.
Yeah.
So I don't have
Right.
to pay attention and I can fall asleep if I want.
Yeah.
That's
No, that's
smart.
how I feel.
Yeah.
I actually read something and it was like people with high anxiety watch reruns of shows at night so they know what to expect and they can relax and go to bed. And I'm like, well, I feel attacked, but
Right.
it's also true because I just watch like New Girl every night or Parks and Rec or now The Mindy Project. I'm rewatching.
Oh,
Mindy Project, yeah.
so good.
Gina loved that.
So good.
Love-
One of her favorites.
Yeah.
Love The Mindy Project.
Yes.
New Girl and Schitt's Creek are on repeat in our homes.
Yeah.
So-
Love.
So
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
You gotta love those smartly written shows, like even 30 Rock. Ah, so great.
For the first year and a half, I thought it was 3D Rock and not 30 Rock, but I survived. So
And
You're doing great.
you're living to tell the tale.
I am.